Hey guys, it's Don from Outdoors with Don and Bob. Spring is here, which means that dreaded annual spring house cleaning is in full force. That time when things that you haven't seen for quite a while tend to show up again. You didn't lose them after all. In my case, one of the things I stumbled onto through my cleaning was this photograph. Yeah, you can probably tell that's pretty old. That's probably right at 50 years old. That guy in the middle smiling with the coonskin cap is Bob. The guy on the right is me. And the guy on the left is a friend that we lost quite a few years ago. But looking at the picture reminded me that it was just a couple years ago. I was about the only guy left in that picture. Yeah, my fishing buddy for 50 years, I almost lost him. The doctor said, he's going to be good as new. And I thought, Doc, that ain't saying a lot. He wasn't that good of a fisherman when he was new. But we gave each other a bad time. But I'll tell you what, if I'd have lost my fishing buddy that day, there'd be no Outdoors Don and Bob. There wouldn't have been any reason to start it. But because it's here, brought me two other things that I thought I lost and I got back this year. In both cases, it's while we were shooting videos for our YouTube channel. Now, if you're interested in the videos that go along with these things, I'll post links down in the description so you can see it. But the first thing is a 40-year-old plastic worm. That is a Tom Man jelly worm. In the day, that was Bob and I's go-to lure. If we needed to fish, we pulled out the Tom Man jelly worms. But they got to be a little hard to come by. So I was kind of surprised anyway this summer while we was out fishing one day. Bob broke into the Tom Man's and he was catching bass, and we were joking about it that he was out there catching fish on a 40-year-old plastic worm. Well, then a few months ago we were in Bass Pro Shop, walking down the aisle, and all of a sudden we looked and Tom Man's lures. Found the worms again. I tell you, it was like two kids in a candy store. So we lost an old friend and we got it back. Now the crankbait's a little unusual. This is a Rebel crankbait, probably 40, 50 years old. I don't think it's mine originally. I think it might have been my dad's, and I ended up with it, which means I probably shouldn't have been fishing with it, but it caught fish so well, I had to use it. And then one day the line broke, and that was the end of that. Now, I didn't think I was going to see this again, but 3 weeks later I was fishing in that same pond. I found a stick bobbing around out in the water, and it took me a while, but I finally got a hold of it with my fishing rod. I brought it in, and along with that stick was some fishing line, about a 15, 16-inch catfish, and this crankbait stuck in the corner of his mouth. And I'd got my friend back. It's kind of weird the way things work sometimes. If not for our channel and making videos like this, none of that would have taken place. There's an old saying, you don't really appreciate what you've got until you lose it. Well, I think when you lose something and you get it back, you tend to appreciate it even more. Of course, there's some things we really don't want back. And I'm kind of guessing ex-wives and ex-husbands are at the top of the list. Anyway, the house is done. Time to move on to the garage. Been kind of a strange odor coming out of there the last couple weeks, so I'm not too sure what we're going to find, but we'll see you next week.